Being here, appreciate you coming. Late, you're right on time, both of you. Exactly on time. Yeah, no, you made it. Great. I appreciate you coming. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Sharon, for coming. We got from Maui and from Kauai. Are you in Kauai High now, Sharon?
Kohala Ranch.
Kohala Ranch. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Okay, so welcome to DojoX Mastermind, or DojoX Meditation Groups, and it's our Sangha. And the Sangha for me comes from my Zen tradition that I grew up with from my mom and dad, and it's Soto Zen. And so I'm going to introduce you to a style of meditation, and you can't get it wrong. You can sit how you want, what makes you comfortable, but I also want to introduce you to a form that I grew up with and that I find sacred. So feel free to experiment. I don't want you in pain when you sit. I want you to, you can be in discomfort, but not pain. If there's your joints and stuff, to sit on the floor. Dexter is a great example, sitting, you know, look at, he's got a pillow there also. So how whatever's comfortable for either one of you. You haven't been here yet, but so to try out different things. This is the pillow that we're sitting on is a zafu, and the mat is a zabaton. And when you sit on a zafu and zabaton, you want to sit actually on the front third of the pillow. And that allows your legs and hips to lay flat on the floor so that you can sit in a cross-legged position. That's kind of like a triangle. You can see that triangle right there. And the idea when you sit like this is that it gets your posture where your back can be nice and straight and erect. And I like to think of Mount Mauna Kea. When you sit in meditation, you want to sit with a nice straight back. And so that's being at attention. Sometimes when you first start meditating, it'll feel hot or warm back there, or like you're almost, it may feel like, man, it's a lot of tension back there. Your back will actually soften once you get used to the form of sitting with your back straight. So we have the foundation of the triangle, our back is straight. The next part of the form is that we do a mudra, and a mudra is a hand form that we do that is your left hand out and your right hand's on top and your thumbs touch together if you just want to try that. And you at first, like I used to do it like this, where it used to come up high like this. You want to try and touch it like you're touching a piece of rice paper together, just barely touching it. And it goes about 3 inches right below your belly button. And right below your belly button, 3 inches below, is where your hara is, or your tanden, or your na'au. There's lots of names for this area. Your chi point in your body, your center point in your body. And so it's like you're cradling that spot that is your gut instinct. Have you ever heard or experienced your gut instinct? This is that spot in your body that comes from. Your hara is the name that I'll use, actually has more neurons than your brain. And so the idea that some people say this is your first brain and this is your second brain. And I say it the other way around. Your first brain is your gut or your hara, and your second brain is your thinking and your ego side of yourself. So you got a mudra. You put your fingers together and you go like that. Now, what you see Andrew doing is having his hands sit on his lap, nice and just out to the side like this. That's another way you can do it. You can do it with your fingers in facing up like this. Again, you can't get this wrong. I just want you to try out what feels comfortable to you and what you experience and like. I repeat this every single time so you can try out different things. Andrew started with 2 pillows, then he made his own meditation chair, and then now he's back to a different kind of a pillow. So you can practice at the form and having a relationship with the form. Okay, any questions so far? Great. So your back is straight, you got a triangle, you got a mudra that sits right below your belly button about 3 inches. You want your shoulders to be relaxed. The next part is your eyes. In this form, we sit with our eyes open. We don't sit with our eyes closed. It doesn't mean you can't sit with your eyes closed in this, but this is the form, is your eyes are open. Your chin is at a 90-degree angle. It's not facing down like this, but your gaze of your eyes are looking down at a 45-degree angle in front of you. Kind of like right at the front of the pillow there, Lisa. And then, so you'll look out in front of you. You want your gaze to be very wide and broad. You don't want it to go narrow and be focused on anything specific. Your mind will want to go specific and focus on something. That's one good way to know that you're in your thinking and you're not being present, is when you focus. This carpet is great. The carpet, oh, you can see it kind of there. It's like you're being in a casino. You know, it has all those cool patterns on it, so it really creates your mind to think of different things. So to have your vision nice and broad at a 45-degree angle is the job, is to focus on seeing very wide. I can see my hands all the way out to the side here, and if I start to think, I'll start to look at certain spots on the floor. The next part is your breath. You want to diaphragmatically breathe down into the base of your belly. Now, a lot of times when people take a breath, look at my chest, Lisa, they'll go like this. Okay, we want to actually take a breath from down here in our belly, and it takes practice to breathe from our belly first and then from our chest. So this is a spot where we don't want to suck in our belly. We want to relax our gut and have it be in a neutral position, very natural. It's not about sucking in your belly, it's about relaxing your belly. Your breath is very natural, and you follow your breath so that you start from the base of your hara and you breathe in. And you fill it all the way up. There's a cool thing that happens when you do that. You can't think of a thought and your breath at the same time. So if you're thinking of your breath, it disconnects you from your ego or your thinking for even if it's a millisecond. And your thoughts might come back in and you may be thinking about something, but just always return back to your breath. Your breath will bring back your focus, will bring back your broad vision. You'll sometimes not even close your eyes and you'll start thinking about tomorrow. And when you take a breath, you'll come right back into this room and it'll bring you back to being present. So now we got our gaze. We're paying attention to our breath. It's in through the nose and out through the nose. So your mouth is closed. And it's a nice long breath. The neat thing about this is when you came out of your mother's womb, this is exactly how you were breathing naturally. And then as you started to develop your thinking and your mind starts to see that you don't need to diaphragmatically breathe to survive. But your hara has information, and by breathing diaphragmatically, it starts to be more apparent and talk to you like your gut instinct, people will call it. Okay, so this is the relationship with your hara or gut instinct and being present. You can't get this wrong. Any form that you sit in is perfect. Try it with your eyes open. If you can't do it with your eyes closed. You can put your hands on your side. It's all correct. Any questions? Okay? We're going to sit for 20 minutes as a group. The way that starts is that you're going to see me put my hand up like this. This is a striker that strikes this bell right here. And I'm going to strike it 3 times, and then I'm going to put my hands up together like this. This is called a gasho. Try putting your hands in this position right in front of you. A gasho is saying thank you for this space and everybody that's here. So we all bow together, nice and slow. You don't see me rush. I'm going to go nice and slow, and we'll all bow, and then You put your hands in the mudra or however you're going to place your hands, and that starts the 20 minutes. When the 20 minutes is up, I will ring the bell 3 times. You will feel or see me put my hands up here, and then you do the same, and then we all bow together. If you forget, it's no big deal. People do it all the time. They just sit right through the whole thing. That's perfect too. But check it out. Try doing a gasho or a bow to say thank you for this space. And it creates, the Sangha is through our presence together, all being in the same space in practicing presence. Okay? Then I'll do a 10-minute Dharma talk. It's a talk about the practice of meditation. I do what comes up from my gut instinct, and then we do a 10-minute meditation to end it. Okay? The final piece is, if you do have to move, if you do have to bend your leg or straighten it out, feel free to do it, but do it slow and don't rush. Do it from a place where you stay in a place of sacredness or reverence, and move slowly. Amber's at about 18 minutes. You'll feel her. She'll pull her leg back behind her right leg. Sometimes Andrew will put his leg up like this. Even I'll do that sometimes. It's totally okay. I just want to reiterate over and over again before we start, you can't get this wrong. The idea is to practice regularly. Okay? Any questions? All right. Welcome. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Steve, for joining. Ed, Sharon, good to see you. I've sat in Sangha with Sharon. She sat with my dad for over 10 years, so it's nice to have her joining us, and my mom. So thank you. All right. Let's go ahead and begin. I'll start by ringing the bell 3 times. We'll gasho. Start to have the gaze at a 45-degree angle. Breathing deep into your belly, in through your nose, out through your nose. Your job is to pay attention to your breath. adjust yourself if you need to move your legs a little bit. Circulation needs to get back in some of your joints. My leg starts to fall asleep. Just kind of feel the sensation in the room as you continue to breathe into your diaphragm, even as you listen to me talk. A question that I've heard before in the Zen practice, and in Zen, sometimes a Roshi or a teacher will give you a question. And this question that comes up for me is, who are we? Or who are you? And when I say who are you, I mean before your thoughts, before your emotions, and before being in this body. So to think about who are you, even before your name. My name is Tony. Before my name was given to me by my parents, who am I? And trying to answer that question with words is almost impossible. People try and do a really good job at speaking about it, but it's more of a visceral experience, like a felt in the body, than it is that you can give it words. And so when I brought up, when you were born, you were coming from this place that was before you were given your name. You had a wisdom that was coming from your body that could let you know when you were hungry. It could let you know that you had needs in order to survive. And so before that, when you were born and you came into this existence, into the body that you're currently in now, is that the practice of Zazen, the practice of being in relationship with your breath, is returning back to that of who you are before you had a name. And I've witnessed and I see, the further I get in relationship with this part of myself that is nameless, that I find a sense of peace, gratitude, fulfillment that doesn't have any external validations. It's all internal, and it's all a felt sensation in my body. And so the more that I practice Zazen, the more that I sit in Sangha, I get a relationship with that part of myself that doesn't have a name. And so people will try to give it a name. They'll say, oh yeah, my gut instinct told me to do it. That's a good try at the name of that thing that talks without words. But yet to practice it, letting go of your thoughts, noticing your emotions and letting those go, and returning to your breath and feeling the sensation in your body that some people call gut instinct, that you can build that relationship and amplify it so that it becomes part of your operating system on a daily basis. You can be in relationship with others from this place. It's a depth of relationship that I've dreamed of with a partner like Amber, and it gets more and more deep the more that I let go into connecting with her before her name and before my name, and feel this connection between the two of us. So the practice of sitting in Zazen, or stillness and silence, is developing that muscle or relationship with that part of yourself that was before you had a name. And so I always encourage in here of sitting daily. As soon as you wake up in the morning, I recommend 20 minutes. I say if you can do 1 minute to start every single day, it's like resetting yourself back into that place that I use the name hara. is the Japanese term for that nameless place. And connecting with it on a daily basis, because when you wake up in the morning, the first thing that wants to operate your whole entire day is your thinking. And if you don't pay attention to it, your thinking has a great mind of its own that'll just let you take your emotions, take your daily actions, and it will run you ragged. It ran me ragged for decades. And things wake me up in my life that give me the opportunity to get in touch with that. And in the Buddhist tradition, death, old age, sickness, and health are undeniable things that will wake that back up in you. And I include childbirth and somebody dying. Death, yes. So that we practice together at this sitting in stillness and silence in order to connect. We're connecting from that nameless place. 80% of communication is nonverbal. So we're connecting from that place of nonverbal relationships. So when you're with other people and you're listening to them, to breathe into your hara, to listen deeply and still pay attention to your breath, not think about the next thing you're going to say before they're done talking, is a practice that you can develop like a muscle in the gym and get better and better at. So every relationship you're in front of or be with, they feel you on a different level. They sense something is different. And so that's my encouragement, is to touch in with that place with yourself. When we're sitting here, have the mind go, what is that nameless place? And you're going to want to think about that, but to let go of that, go back to your breath and actually be with your breath, and that's the place that has no name. And then take that out into your relationships and connect with people and listen to people and speak to people from that place, from your hara. So who are you before your thoughts, your feelings, and before you came into this body that you occupy now for a short amount of time? And I encourage that as I see, what's the artist that that painted very structurally and then went back to childlike? Do you remember? Okay. But and I've seen a lot of artists do this. They get really studied in, and then they want to go back to painting like a child. Picasso, yes, thank you. Picasso is a great example. I got to see some of his art in Venice. And it was like watching the dynamic of him being in his 20s and 30s, and then him touching back into that place and painting like a child were some of his most profound pieces that he painted. I think they go for the most expensive too. I mean, it was like that kind of quality came out from the essence of that, of returning back to like when you were born. So the older I get, the more that I am developing that relationship, and I want to encourage you all to develop that relationship deeper and deeper. And as a group, it gives it even more permission to be okay to sit and be in silence with Amber and not talk and just sit next to each other, and it's totally okay. I don't got to fill the space. I get to be with her and she can be with me, and we get to connect deeper than we've ever connected. So let your mind think about your name before you had a name, before you were your thinking, your feelings, and in this body. And practice daily, even if it's 1 minute, as soon as you get up. I say a lot of the times to rise, P, meditate, RPM. Just do it right away. 1 minute. Follow that breath. And then, wow, you can get up to 20 minutes. That's a great milestone to do for a daily practice. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's move into our final sitting together for this time for our Sangha. When we do finish, I like to always recommend that we don't get into a lot of talking, that you stay and feel the space that is created by sitting in Sangha. And if you're sitting on a pillow, that if you could fluff it up and dust off the mat a little bit if there's anything on it. Otherwise, just leave your chairs where they're at and I'll take care of them. And always encourage hugs, handshakes, whatever feels good to you at the end. And we just kind of move on out and let your evening be what it is. And get up in the morning and try it again. Okay? Thank you for joining us, Ed and Sharon. I appreciate you online. Look forward to the next time. All right, let's go ahead and get ready. Thank you all for coming. Next week, same time, same place. More than welcome. And you can even invite a friend if you feel called to. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for online. Till next week, have a great week. Aloha.